Kelly, it's Caitlin. I'm so excited I get to talk to you via a video, but still, I'm excited that you're a part of this. And girl, your images look beautiful. You should be so proud of yourself. I really, really love them, and I'm just going to go through them really quickly and just say some little changes that I would maybe make. But seriously, you should be really proud of yourself, especially proud of this one because the lighting is amazing. Seriously, it's amazing, and you should be really excited about these, and your boss should love them. Seriously, they should be so happy with these. So your use of light is great, and I think it's awesome that you know how to handle that so well already. For this image, if it's a family portrait, the only thing I would change a little bit would just to be crop it in a little so that the focus is on the family. And you could either have them in the center, or because of the lines in the back, you could kind of have them off to the side as well. So I just don't think there's anything too amazing in the background for you to keep all of this extra space. It'd be better just to focus in on the subjects. Something else you could play around with is adjusting the highlights. So if you tone down the highlights, it just affects, like right here is a little bit overexposed, and that just happens with white shirts, and toning down the highlights helps that a lot. I love the color in this image. I think it's great. It's a little bit of a blue tone, so the way that you can help that is to adjust the color of the highlights, and I'm doing this all in Lightroom 4, but you can just go over here, change the saturation to maybe like 7 or 8, and all that did was take all the colors of the highlights and made it warmer. So I just up it to a more yellow tone. I'm going to do the same thing with the shadows, make it a little bit more yellow instead of blue, and I'm just going to show you what, I'm going to reset this to what your original image looked like, and I'm going to show you side by side. So if you can see, like this part of the image, it just looks a little bit bluer over here. The whole image has a little bit more of a blue tint. By making those little adjustments, I just made everything a little bit warmer, and I cropped it in. Now I do like, I'm looking at it now, and I do like this line. It creates more composition, but if they were going to put this on the wall, I think you might want to think about cropping in, just because it makes more of an impact when you view the image. So I think it's beautiful. I love your coloring, and if you didn't change anything about it, then you should be happy with it. It's gorgeous. So I hope you believe me, because it really is. It's beautiful. So let's look at the other ones really quickly. I didn't ask this because I'm not sure, but it looks like you're using film presets or film actions. Basically, those are just actions or settings that make digital images look like film images. Maybe you're not. It's just the coloring looks that way. And so it's beautiful coloring, and I really, really like it. If you're going to stick with that, then you got to stick with it for everything you shoot, in my opinion, because you need to start creating a look for yourself. So Laura Gordon, I don't know if you follow her at all, but she has a very film look. She does shoot film now, but even before that, she used film presets. And so that's the coloring you have here. It's beautiful. I really like it. Just start thinking about if that's something you really want to stick with long term, if this is really your style. So when it comes to cropping in, I'm just getting rid of that little detail at the top because it can be a distraction. It kind of looks nice to have this frame it totally with no space above it. But this is a gorgeous image. The only thing I would say is to make sure that as you edit, and you didn't do it here, I'm just saying as you get closer to editing more and more, make sure that there's not orange faces. Her face doesn't look orange here. I think it would be fine if you printed it, but that's something to be aware of. So you should be really proud of it. I know this is so silly, but I like that his coat is on, because having two white shirts beside each other is just kind of hard. It's really bright, but you can tell that's like a winter jacket. So obviously, that may not be the best in the future. But it's just a jacket, no big deal. It's a beautiful image. Seriously, Em, you are doing a great job. I love this picture. They are so cute. I think there's a little bit of a green tone, so I would adjust the magenta a little bit, maybe make it a little bit warmer. The best way to fix this would probably be to do a highlight adjustment again. So take that up to 8, and, whoops, 8. Oh, and my batteries have died in my keyboard. Great. Sorry about that. So basically all I would have done, if my keyboard didn't die, is I would have adjusted that to 8. There we go, it's back. So let's try this again. There we go. And it just creates a warmer tone to the highlights. And I'm going to do it again to the shadows. And I'm going to do 8. And what that does, it takes away the green and it just allows you to have a little bit more warmth. I would also maybe add a little bit more fill light and then darken the shadows. I, it's not a huge difference, I realize that, but I do think that there's a might need to be careful of just for printing purposes. So I think this is beautiful. I think the composition is great. Just be aware of the tones that can kind of creep in because this is what we were looking at originally. So do you see the difference? So that to that. That's just, so previously it was that, and then I made it like that by changing the highlights over here. So I hope this is helpful. I can't wait to look at more images, so be sure to send some more this week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, girl.